Oh, Paddy the Baddy. Oh, Paddy the Baddy. Paddy the Baddy Pimblett is headlining the first Paper Mount Plus event. Husky Hustler, my friend, you're here to join me. What do you think about this headliner over Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison, who rightfully should be the main event? The women's fight is going to be one of the best women's fights of all time, especially after Shevchenko laid on top of Weili Zhang. That wasn't as hyped as anticipated. I think this fight will be much better, much more competitive. What do you think, Husky Hustler?
Yeah, g'day, legends. Look, I couldn't agree more. You've got the female GOAT returning to the sport, and she's got a very worthy contender. As to why that's not the main event, who knows? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It feels a little bit disrespectful
Very
to
disrespectful.
Amanda Nunes, coming back to the sport that she's basically reigned as the lioness over for several years. You would think that that would headline, but I think UFC's got their cash cow and Paddy the Baddy and Ilia. So
yeah, they obviously want to book Paddy versus Ilia. Now's the time. Ilia is taking a step away right now. So we got the interim lightweight title fight here. And Justin Gaethje was kind of being a suck, a little whiner. He said he was going to retire if he didn't get a title shot, title fight. Now he gets it, but it feels like Paddy's just moving up the ranks at the right time. He's taking advantage of an old Justin Gaethje in this fight where Paddy can get takedowns defensively with the wrestling. I don't think Gaethje can hold up. And on the feet, I think Paddy is going to bring it to him, be too quick and accurate on the feet. His fighter's IQ and awareness is much higher at this point in his career compared to Justin Gaethje. And I think it's an easy win for Paddy the Baddy in this spot. Like you said, he's the cash cow for the UFC. And there's a reason why this fight is ahead of Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison.
yeah, and look, I think you're spot on right there. If you're the UFC and you're also the matchmakers, and you've got Ilia Topuria, obviously he's a main card draw, and he's telling you, look, I'm going through some personal problems at the moment. Obviously, he's got some issues there with his wife, whether they're getting divorced or not. And understandably, like, you know, you could just imagine what that'd be like. His mindset's not there to be stepping into the cage. I feel sorry for the next person that does, because they're in a world of hurt. But
yeah,
he obviously needs some time out. So if you're the UFC, like, what do? You want to build up that rivalry between Paddy and Ilia. Obviously, they've had the incident already with, what was it, the hand sanitizer boy?
Yeah, they can build that up pretty good.
They can build that up very, very well. And they're not, you know, they're very smart. They've gone, well, who have we got in the division that, you know, he has the best chance to beat?
Arman Sarukian wants his title shot.
They're not going to put him against Arman. Arman has a much better chance stylistically to beat Paddy than Gaethje.
I agree.
Styles make fights. So they've put them together for a reason. As to Arman Sarukian, you know, he's upset the boss. You know, I think when
he didn't make weight when he had his shot. You know, he was supposed to fight Islam Makhachev. He didn't make weight. He had a lingering injury he didn't let people know about. Now, like you said, he pissed the boss off. He's not going to get that title shot. The cash cow, Paddy the Baddy, is going to get the title shot. And he's going to beat up old Justin Gaethje, who's just not going to be able to hang in there with Paddy the Baddy. Paddy is one of my most confident picks on this card, looking a couple weeks ahead of time. Husky Hustler, what do you think?
Yeah, look, Gaethje's got a puncher's chance, of course. Anything can happen inside that octagon. So, but I think Paddy, he's got the youth, he's got the hype. He looked amazing in his last fight. He put an absolute clinic against Chandler. That was impressive. So, unfortunately to Arman, look, he had his chance against Islam. I don't know what he was doing with Nina Drama, doing head spins, thinking he's a rapper and whatnot. I think that really, really ticked the brass off. And they've gone, look, you know what? we'll just keep this running with Paddy and Ilia. We don't need you. So unfortunately, he's going to be sitting on the shelf. I think eventually they're going to have Paddy versus Ilia. We all know what's going to happen there. Ilia's no doubt probably going to get the KO. And then they'll match Armin up against Ilia if they can, or whether Ilia decides, you know what, I'm going up against Islam.
Now let's go off topic a little. We have a person in the live chat. He says, what do you think of Tom Aspinall? Should he be fighting John Jones, or does Alex deserve it more? So what do you think about that? I think Tom Aspinall should fight Cyril Gane again. A rematch fight. That eye poke was just a bummer. I think that fight deserves another chance. John Jones, it does not look like he's going to return, in my opinion. He's just joking around. I don't think John Jones makes the return. And to be honest, he just wants more money. He wants the White House fight. Other than that, he's not taking it serious enough. What do you think, Husky?
Yeah, it's a good question. And look, I agree. This is another example of when you upset the boss, there's repercussions. So for a year, the UFC felt that they had an agreement with John Jones to fight Tom Aspinall. The rumor is that they offered him $30 million and he turned it down. And he waited an entire year of holding the division up before he went, oh, I'm retired. Now, that's not the smart move. To then a week later after, literally probably a day after the Tom Aspinall and Cyril, was it after that fight? Regardless, the moment he announced the White House event, I'm out of retirement.
He was on board. So Bones Jones was on board.
If you're Dana White and you're like, I've just been absolutely screwed around by you for an entire year, and now you've just changed your mind. You know what? I'm not playing this game anymore. So
I'd give him less money.
Who's rightfully deserving to fight Tom? It's Cyril Gane. He was looking good in that first round. I think everyone wants to see what could have happened if it continued. And, apart from the eye poke, unfortunately, that happens in the sport. That's something for a topic of another day, but they definitely deserve to run that back. If they want to do something at the White House with John Jones, the simple fact is Dana White is not going to let him fight at the White House. He's had enough of John Jones and his antics. And who can blame him?
Well, at the end of the day, Dana White loves John Jones. He just does. And at the end of the day, he might do a little something to get on that card, but it might be a pay cut. John Jones might have to take the pay cut now. He's been too greedy if he does get the opportunity. And Alex Poton Pieta, I don't know if he's going to move up to heavyweight. Not sure when that's going to happen either. He's currently the light heavyweight champion. Hopefully he stays there for a little bit and beats up some 205ers. So let's keep it back on topic now. Sarukian, he's missing the title shot, unfortunately. Who's the next opponent for Arman Sarukian in this division? Maybe another Charles Oliveira fight. I think Charles got a fight announced recently, if not today. So what do you think of that, Husky? Next opponent for Arman.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But something I wanted to raise, and this, I don't know this for certain, but potentially the UFC doesn't like the fact that Arman comes from money. And he can just say, I'm not interested in fighting because he doesn't need that cash. Whereas young up-and-coming fighters or people wanting to make their name because they don't have, obviously, the fame or the money, they will take short-notice fights. They'll do anything Dana White says. Yes, sir, no, sir. How high?
How high do I jump?
So that could be a factor with Arman that maybe he just sits out and says, I'll take the next shot at the title.
Yeah, Arman might have to sit out for a little bit. Now, looking here at Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, Max Holloway is the opponent for Charles Bronx Oliveira. That's a banger fight, and it's looking like the BMF belt is on the line here. Yeah, maybe a good opponent for Arman would be Benoit Saint Denis. That just came to the top of my head. Benoit Saint Denis, Arman Sarukian. But Arman probably won't want that smoke. He just wants to sit on the sidelines and get that title shot. He wants that title shot, all right? You give me contract, I sign for title shot. That's all he wants. He probably doesn't want the Benoit Saint Denis smoke.
Yeah, look, obviously he's a professional athlete. He's trained his entire life. He's got a goal and he can afford to sit out. So if he was smart, I'd probably just sit out.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's ruffled a few feathers. That's why he didn't get the title shot. So maybe just go non-existent for a little while, let the heat sort of the smoke settle. Work on your game, analyze the fights that are up and coming. Go where are their weaknesses, where's their strengths, and go for a run at that title.
So if he doesn't get Charles or Holloway, who wins between Charles and Holloway is the next question. Off topic. I'm going Max Holloway in that fight. Husky? Early
Yeah,
prediction?
that's a really good question. Is it in the BMF and it's 5 rounds?
I do
I'd
believe
assume
so.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Traditionally for the BMF, they put on a bit more of a spectacle that it doesn't usually go to the judges. In which case you've got to factor in that Charles Oliveira has got the most finishes in UFC history. Not many people get out of 2 rounds with Charles Oliveira. I mean, that guy can knock you out. That guy can just lock in a submission like it's, just a normal Monday morning and you're going to work. But so that's a really good question. Off the top of my head, I probably lean a little bit towards Charles. I think he's got the finishing capabilities over Max Holloway. That's not to say Max can't finish his opponents, but Charles Oliveira has just proved he is an assassin in the BMF title, which he's fought for before. Obviously, Max has too. I'd lean towards him just at this point.
Yeah, I would go the other way just based off the durability. I think Max Holloway has a better durability. He has more to offer on the feet with the volume and striking accuracy. And I think he can stop the takedowns and keep this one standing. For Charles Dubronx Oliveira, it would not favor him if that's the case. So Charles would rather this fight on the ground to get that submission finish, where Holloway could land the knockout punch. We've seen Charles hurt on the feet many times, knocked down many times. I don't know how well he would do in a bad motherfucker fight versus Max Holloway. The blessed is best.
Interesting fact about Max Holloway too. It was only his first fight in the UFC. It's the only time he's ever been finished. But then, of course, he just got finished by Ilia. But Ilia can finish anyone. I think you throw Ilia against King Kong and he can knock King Kong out. Like that guy's a, incredible athlete and one of a kind. So, yeah, he's definitely got the durability. That would be a good fight. It really, really would.
Another good fight, UFC 323. This upcoming weekend, we got Merab Dvalishvili, the countryman of Ilia Topuria, fighting. And the Georgian is a machine, and he's a wrecking ball, and I think he gets another win, Husky. Check out my full card prediction video. Husky just dropped his. You got to check out the 323 predictions this weekend. It's going to be a good event, Husky. The final pay-per-view before the Paramount Plus era begins.
Exciting stuff if you're living in Australia, because we have to pay about $60 for pay-per-views. Woo! And how many of them do you get a year? Like 10 to 12? So that's a fair bit of change that's been, given to the UFC. So if you could just subscribe to Paramount, get the main events, and you also get to watch movies and TV, whew, sounds good to me.
Not too bad. Join the subscription if that's something you're looking into. There's also stream boxes and stuff like that to get all sports for another price. Paramount Plus is definitely a new option. We'll see how it goes. First event out of 10. Let's rank it. I'm going to say it's a 7. It could have been better for sure. Not the biggest title fight. And the title fight, the real title fight, is not the main event. So that's a little questionable and disrespectful, but it is what it is. It's going to be one hell of a card. We got Sean O'Malley on the card against Yadong Song. We got Waldo Cortacosta fighting the Black Beast, Derek Lewis. And then you got Gene Silva fighting Arnold Allen. I mean, this card is stacked. Let's get ready. It's a couple weeks away. This upcoming week, we have to focus on UFC 323. Final messages, Husky, before we go. I think I've said enough. Said enough, seen
But
enough.
well said it was, my friend. Yeah, come on over to YouTube. Check out MMA Husky Hustler. Me and my Husky have just dropped our predictions for next week's card. And we're looking for a hopefully a clean sweep. I haven't picked a perfect card yet. I've come close twice this year. Back-to-back weeks, I missed by just one fight getting a perfect card 2 weeks in a row. So I just set a goal at the start of the year that one of those small goals was to get a perfect card. So we've got 2 events left. Let's see if we can do it.
Dream big or don't dream at all. Stay forecasted. We will be back for the Prop Fiend Show. Husky, myself, Prelim Tim. Thanks again to everybody subscribing, liking the video, staying forecasted. We out. See you later.
Take care, legends.